Hi everyone, bienvenue à ma chaîne. Welcome to my channel. It's 1 week to go. 1 week till I go to France with my dad and then study by myself in France. It's getting exciting and I'm very thrilled. There's a little special surprise going to France from my dad, and I'll share that with you in another video. You'll get to see the surprise because I'll take some video of it. But yeah, it should be fun. So with 1 week to go, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on all the things that, needs to be done, the things that I want to do in France. So now we've decided to do lunch in Paris and then drive to Tours, where we'll be staying for a week, and that's when we'll be seeing some of the places. So I've been in touch with several agents now, and I got responses from 3, so I will see at least 5 houses, 2 for 2 different agents and 1 from another agent in 3 different parts of France. And I will show you all of that and tell you where we are once we get there. So how did I find these places and where did I get all my information? Well, YouTube's been very helpful, but also site searches, etc. Now there are 2 sites that I used quite a bit. One is Leggette.com and the other is Le Bon Coin. Now Le Bon Coin I didn't use as much. I basically saw some of the same things that I saw on Leggette, and Leggette is a better place to see the houses that are for sale, that are available, to see all the ratings, to see everything that you need for details, pictures. And of course, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because until you see it in person, you will never know what it really looks like. The other one that I have used is Leggette Imobilier, and they are a British company real estate company that works in France. And it's great because if you don't have the language skills to be able to communicate with an agent in French, they're all in English. So you can then use them. So at Leggette, one of the things that I like is that it's expats who have moved to France, live there, and now they are real estate agents for the area that they live in. And so I think that's kind of a cool thing to do, because not only will you get to see houses, but you'll get to get the input from people who are there on the ground living their lives. And so those are some places that you can check if you're trying to think about how can I find properties in France and how can I make this move, etc. One of the other things that I have done is a lot of research by watching videos. So besides going to France, this is the next best way to get some information on the areas that you want. And so some of these videos are about locations in France. Some of these videos are about how to improve your French and how to speak French. Not just how to, but giving you the tips and the tricks and the listening information, giving you podcasts, giving you vlogs, giving you exercises to do, etc. So one of them that I really, really love is Français Authentique. And I will link all of these in the comments below, in the description below. And you can then just check out their channels for yourselves. The other one that I really, really love is Baguette Bound. And that's a couple who decided to move to France for a year on a sabbatical and then decided to stay. And they have a lot of information about living in France, moving to France, how they did everything. And they're also a consulting service. Now, I'm not recommending their services because I haven't tried them, but I know that they have definitely very good reviews with how to get your visa, how to do all of that. And because I don't need to get a specific visa, I'm not going to use a consulting service. I really won't need that. But there is a couple of things that I will be having to do, and so I will hire some professionals for that. One of the things about wanting to make a really big move in your life is, how do you do that? How do you think it through? How do you plan it? It's a big undertaking and it can be a little overwhelming. So finding people who inspire you because they've done certain things, and it may not even be exactly what you want to do, but they're just living well and living their lives. And one of them I love is Silver and Solo, and she does such a good job. Jen is so personable. If you haven't followed her channel yet, go do it, especially if you're like me, middle-aged and single and wanting to just live your life. And I've been doing that for a very long time. I make my choices, I make my decisions, and I do all of these things as a solo person, and I love it. And she just touts that life and the choices you make and how you can just be yourself, live for you. And I don't mean that you ignore your family and your friends and your job. You have to do all of these things in life, and they can be fun and entertaining and provide a lot of the gratification that we need in life. But she just has so many good videos about making your life your own. And if you are solo, whether you're silver or not, and it's not something that you're comfortable with, she really provides just this insight that just gives you this comfort. Now, I've always been comfortable being solo, and I love it. So for me, she just reaffirms a lot of what I already believe, but it's nice and it's uplifting, and she has a great channel. One of the other things that I love is finding people who have made this big move and made this huge life change. And Steve from Break Free from 9 to 5, yeah, he's living in Spain, and he's only got a few videos out right now. I'm trying to think. I think there's about 6, and just the way he changed his life, what he did to change his life, how he made this move. Not only is it inspiring, but it actually gave me a lot of food for thought, because there are some of the ways that he's done things that I would be able to do that as well. And so taking that chance and making the risk and, doing all of that, it seems more doable now when you see somebody else who's done it. And like I've said before, I have made some big changes in my life in the past. I have moved to different countries. I have lived in different countries. So this is not something that's new to me. But at this stage in my life, making this big change after being home for 13 years, my goodness, it's been that long now, is a big deal. And so seeing Steve and listening to his vlogs have been really inspiring to me. One of the other ones that I love is Fired Up in France. And she's, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she talks about living in Dijon and what life is like living in a French city as an expat, married to a Frenchman, and, just the logistics and why the region is good and what you can get from the region and what it's like living in France and budgetary concerns, et cetera, et cetera. And so those things really help you to think through, what would your budget be if you're moving to this country? What would you need to put into place? How would you go about your daily life? What happens if you have to pay taxes, et cetera, et cetera. And so these things are one of the things that I really, really love about this channel. And yeah, just check out these guys. I think I've gotten everybody. Sorry, I'm looking down because Baguette Bags, Silver and Solo. Yep, I've gotten all the 5 that I wanted to say. So again, I will put those into the description. But let's go on to the next topic, and that is this big adventure that I'm on come next week. I still take a lot of sighs and a lot of breath because I've been to France quite a bit over the last 2 years. But this one hits home because I'm actually doing exploration of building a life there and what that would mean and how I could do that. And I'm going to the region where I would like to live, which is La Touraine. It's the area around Tours in the Centre Val de Loire, and that's the Central Loire Valley. And I'm looking at places that I've never been to. So I'm going to visit a very small city and 2 villages, and I'll bring you some feedback on those and what I thought of the villages, what I thought of the city, what I thought of the houses, what I'm thinking of the process and how it starts out. Does it start out smooth or does it start out crazy? Because I've heard lots of stories. And so anyway, having said all that, I will take you through it all step by step in my coming videos. And I thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, I'm really grateful. Please give it a like and a subscribe. Likes help me get out there and help the algorithm find me, because right now I have 1 subscriber and I'm hoping to get more and more and more so that my videos can be seen, especially for those who are interested in maybe doing what I'm attempting to do. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. C'est parti.